I hope that everybody had a terrific week. When it was decided that the Jews were going to send spies into Eretz Yisrael before they conquered the land, so Moshe gives the spies instruction. He tells them, go look at the land, see if it's good or bad. Is it healthy? Does it produce a lot of vegetation? Or is it rosé? Or is it skinny? Are the cities fortified? Or are they open? Are the people strong? Or are they weak? But what's happening over here? Does Moshe himself have doubt about what's going to happen when the Jews get into Eretz Yisrael? Why is he even giving the spies an option? Is it good or bad? Why did Moshe tell them that go look at the land and then come back, tell everybody it'll be good, and then together we'll go into Eretz Yisrael and that'll be the end of the story? Could it be that Moshe's options opened the door for the spies to bring back the bad report? So I once heard from Rabbi Binyomin Yudin, Shlit'a, may he live long and be well, from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, pointed out an insight into these verses that I find to be one of the most beautiful ideas I've ever heard on the Torah. Rabbi Yudin pointed out that when you want to say something is good or bad, so the Hebrew word for or in the Torah is o, aleph vav. But here in Parshat Shelach, the Torah doesn't say hatova o ra'ah, is the land good or bad, but rather the Torah says hatova hi im ra'ah. Is it good? Aleph mem, bad. We know that aleph mem means if. So what's Moshe really trying to say? Rabbi Yudin suggested that when it comes to Eretz Yisrael, and when it comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, very often, if we take a very superficial look just at what's happening, so things might look bad. Moshe was telling the spies, you're going to go to Eretz Yisrael, and ra'ah, you're going to see bad. But the challenge for you is, hatovahi, can you see that it is really good, even if right on the surface it looks bad? Can you see that the land's going to be plentiful, even if it looks razeh, even if it looks barren and like a land that can't really produce? Can you see beyond what's happening on the surface to realize that Hashem's hand could change anything that superficially looks challenging and difficult into something that's really full of bracha? The Gemara in Eruvin on Daf Nun Gimel Amud Beis tells us that Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya says that he was one-upped by a child only one time in his life. He got to a crossroad and he asked the child, what's the fastest way to get to town? So the child pointed in one direction and said, if you take this road, it's short and long, and if you take that road, it's long and short. Being that one option had the word short first, so Rabbi Yeshua decided to go in that direction. And he very quickly saw the town that he was headed towards, but the separating him and the town were orchards and gardens, and it was very difficult to pass through that terrain, and eventually he had to turn around. He said to the child, I thought you said it was short. The child said, no, I said it was short and long. That maybe it was distance-wise, it was short, but it might take you a long time to actually get there because you would have to cut through rough terrain, as opposed to the other option where geographically it might be a longer distance, but you'll get to the town first. It's actually a shorter amount of time that you would have to travel. In our world, there are things that might seem exciting and good, bright lights and very flashy, very attractive, and a whole lot of fun and enjoyable, but it might be that those things might actually be dangerous, while the things that we have to work for, and the things that are hard, things that are a struggle, sometimes those are the things that are really bracha. Similarly, when we're seeking HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world, so when we walk into rooms, when we walk down the street, we don't necessarily see Hashem right away. But the challenge for us, especially here in Eretz Yisrael, is can we find HaKadosh Baruch Hu even in a world that he might not be so apparent? You heard some of Hashem should give us the vision to always find the good, to always find the wealth, to understand that our world does not work with shortcuts necessarily, and to be able to discover HaKadosh Baruch Hu's place in our lives all the time. Have a great Shabbos.